How's it going, guys? This is Razor Wrath, bringing you part 6 of Vampyr. My bad. Part 7. Where do they fall? So we gotta go find Gwyneth. Dude, she was just here. She couldn't squeeze by, and then she squeezes up through, and I'm like, get your ass back
Perhaps I should
here,
acquire the offer from that Callaghan firm.
I know I can just spot people. There's Tippets. Clay clocks. He has fatigue. So is the end goal to just bite everyone? Like, because I can still get that. She's got a ton of XP. Holy shit. I guess I'll just bite everybody in the very end. There's no point of biting them now. Clay clocks has fatigue. Where the shit did Gwyneth go, dude? She tried to sneak out his investigation. Ah, there you go. You're not getting away, lady. Get your ass over here. You made a medical error. You need to see that error of your ways before I bite your face. Loading every time I talk to important people now? Come on.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippets. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's all pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Why does Dr. Tippets claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippets does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Tell me what Dr. Tippets did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippets would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
Can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippets in our situation?
I can't say I approve of what you did. But as a field surgeon, I know that some situations require you to bend the rules.
I'm not proud of what I've done, but to contain the epidemic must be our priority, so we can't afford to lose Dr. Tippets.
I've decided that I won't reveal Dr. Tippets. Shall we say, misdemeanor?
I'm so glad you share my point of view. Dr. Tippets is a brilliant practitioner. We most definitely need his know-how.
I hope you're right. This is a huge risk we're taking.
Dr. Tippets must regain his confidence. Please, keep this decision between you and me. He doesn't need to know you've found out.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
The shit.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
I still want to question him and fucking do a better job. Oh well. Guess I should have. Whatever. A good doctor can't judge that morality. I'm trying to save lives. Why bust his balls because he made one mistake?
All right. Don't waste your time with me.
You all worked hard, children. As for me, what a
I still have another hint to unlock before I lose that one too. Let's go get that other hint. Freaking anyone else breaks my hints. Tippets, where the hell did you run off to? Now you're being a little scaredy cat. Butthole. Where the hell do you, how do you keep popping around everywhere?
Giant morph sky in the
You guys don't need to be freaking 30 places at once. Just tend to the doctors that... there we go.
Good evening,
Tippets.
Dr. Tippets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippets, to anybody. And we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
Alright, D-bag.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippets.
Asshat. Just trying to help. You needed sleep, I offered it. So screw you then. No sleep for you then.
Seems to be falling
Stay up and
But in
all I care.
circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status.
Don't waste your time with me.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Treatment, fatigue. Give
You are
medicine.
not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
He's recovering.
Painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick.
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor,
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't
Could've sworn he
hesitate to
said
contact
doctor,
me
and I'm
if
like,
you need
okay,
any
what do
help.
you need now?
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
As for me,
You.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expense.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief. but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Someone
me like a book.
charging people for beds.
Never could keep anything from her. So many dead.
Pippa. Dorothy Crane.
How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Only 2. You got 2,000 XP. Pippa. Member Citizens' Blood will provide you with a massive XP boost. Look for citizens of your mesmerized level and below and choose wisely. Pippa. We gotta talk.
Good evening, Miss Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
This is a hospital and hospitals are free.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Who the hell am I supposed to question then? Maybe her son?
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So not talk at all, Doctor.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
I should have gotten...
Doctor.
Should have gotten it right there. More stuff. Oh well. Guess I gotta find out if they're charging people. Good questions. Oh. Hello.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
So, Clay needs... He's recovering. Clay needs a treatment for fatigue. So make one. Gotta keep them healthy. Here, Clay. I got you, buddy. Clay, you need a cure for fatigue.
Good evening, Miss.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night, I see.
like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy to return the favour.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
Ha! Alright, I'm killing this fucker. This guy is a total...
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated alright, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was gonna break all my bones before I reached my bed.
I see. Any other smart comments?
The nurses aren't too ugly. Especially that foxy one, Nurse Crane. Pretty brunette, tough attitude, all like that.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
You ungrateful prick.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will find you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then? Nah, Doc. I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will find... you eventually.
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then?
Yep, so I lost
Nah,
that.
Doc. I figure you have something to hide so you can't ask the coppers for help.
You're lucky to be alive, Mr. Cox. I hope you're starting to take better care of yourself.
This place is full of sickness and decay. How could I get better in such a dump?
Consider yourself lucky that I'm treating all of my patients equally. But don't push your luck.
Don't play the innocent with me. I'm sure you have good reasons to act this way. And also weaknesses that can be exploited.
600 XP now. 100 more XP to eat your face.
I'll leave for now, Mr. Cox.
We're gonna build you up pretty good and then we're gonna fucking destroy you. You're a sick person, Clay. Sick. We lost a hint, but it's all good. We'll probably give us like 100 XP. Damn, dude. 100 XP versus 600 of getting you off this planet. getting you out of this hospital is worth it. Take a little bit more. I'll still. Dyson Delaney. Stable. How do I get back to that guy? I want to cure him as well. Drunken asshole that he may be. Nope. Excuse me. I have to get back to... I traveled here by boat. So how do I get back? I want to question that guy too. I want to heal him. Sure, if that guy is healed, he's a drunken idiot like Clay, so I'm sure he won't be grateful. Is Clay recovering? Yes, he is.
It's locked.
I'm guessing I gotta go back in certain direction. Alright, well I don't know how to reach this guy, and we'll figure that out some other time. We'll get that drunk guy. We'll get over to that drunk guy, we'll get him a cure fatigue. We're not gonna worry about it too much. Anyways guys, that's all for now. Stay tuned to part 8. A rat in the hospital, and this is Razor Wrath. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream, guys. This game is so freaking fun. This is Razor Wrath. Peace out.